and welcome to another vlog. As you probably guessed from the background, I've moved to a new city, Edinburgh, and I have started my MA in graphic design at the University of Edinburgh at Edinburgh College of Arts. And that has been so hectic that my last vlog was over a month and something. But I just settled in my new apartment and I'm gonna hit like half of the semester at uni. Things are really stressful right now, but like I'm really excited to be a design student again. And I've been exploring Edinburgh so much and going around like different places in Scotland, and I've been really loving it. The first couple of weeks were very hectic because I was traveling back and forth from my old city and packing up and coming here, but I'm really in love with my new apartment and it's been so like fun getting to decorate it again. It's not fully like done, but I'm excited to just be walking around and finding things like artsy things that I like and stuff like that, so like I can slowly bring it to life instead of just like deciding that I'm gonna get like all of these things and then nothing changes after a while. Yeah, and the apartment is so quirky and so me, and I've been decorating it with so many different colors that match my personality. Anyway, so yeah, today I have like a debate tomorrow, so I need to like go to a cafe and study for a bit, and I have like a mid-degree show like on Monday that I haven't prepared for that well. I'm a bit worried about that. I'm gonna be working over the weekend, but today I'm going to a really nice cafe called Love Crumbs. I've been going there every day. Their vibe is so nice and it's really nice, and a lot of students go there to study. So that's the first step of today. And also later on for my second coffee, now I get second coffees because of how stressful everything is, I'll be filming in like another really nice place called Canopes. I don't know if you guys know it, but I just discovered it and it's my new obsession. Anyway, see you soon. It's raining. So I just came back and the trip was a lot longer than I expected. I got a new rug that I really liked. I wanted a tufted rug for a long time, and I need to water my plant today. I love it so much. And I got a couple of things, a beanie and a hoodie. I'm gonna be wearing them to uni probably tomorrow. And I walked around Edinburgh for a bit, went and had lunch, and now I have a bit more work to do for uni. And then after work, again for my second coffee, and maybe do a little bit of studio work and tidy up the house. In terms of reading, I've read maybe 3 or 4 books since the last vlog. I'm not sure if I was on my first or second TJ Klum book, but I've read like 3.5 TJ Klum books. I didn't like the last one that came out. And then afterwards, I read a couple of books by Neil Gaiman, and oh my god, one of them, Neverwhere, was my absolute favorite. My favorite as a kid was Ocean at the End of the Lane, but the book was a bit like, it was for kids or teens. For like, Neverwhere just exceeded any expectations that I finished it within 2 days. And keep in mind, it's not a short book, so that was really surprising. And then afterwards, since I was traveling back and forth on trains a lot, I was taking like an hour train back and forth at the same time. So 2 hours of the day I would spend reading, and that was so nice because I've like read so many books throughout. And what happened is, whatever old book I have on my Kindle that I haven't read while I'm on the train, I would just open it and start reading. So I've read 2 books that I thought like Neverwhere was on my Kindle and I haven't read it in a really long time. Then I just checked it out because I just read like 1 chapter, then left it, and then finished it and really liked it. And then the same thing happened with what was it called? Oh my god, I'm reading it right now. I don't know how I forgot. It's called Strange the Dreamer, and I've had this book ever since I was like 15 or 16. And then like I just read 1 chapter and it was like a really, really heavy book. It's a 600 or 500 word book. So I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to finish this, because usually I got bored at the time. And then now I picked it up and I'm at 80%, and it is one of my favorite books ever. I've been really enjoying it. I've been reading at a slower pace ever since like I started uni, and we're kind of in the middle of like submission is next week, so I didn't have a lot of time. But I've reached 80% and I love this book so much. It's really like whimsical and it's fantasy, and it's at the beginning, me and my partner wanted to read Game of Thrones together, and I was like, I don't want something that heavy. Then I read Strange the Dreamer. That's basically like a watered down version of Game of Thrones, but like it worked out in my favor anyway, because I really liked the book, although I didn't expect that I'd like something like that. But it's really, really nice. And I was reading it simultaneously with a book called Legends and Lattes that I really liked. And I got bored of that a little bit, because like Strange the Dreamer was giving me too much and that was giving me too little, so I didn't know what to read. But then I went through a couple of like chapters of Strange the Dreamer. Then I really, really started liking it, so it just went on, and I have Legends and Lattes at 20 or 30%, so I'm planning on finishing it soon. And I also went to a charity shop and found Normal People, the book that's the same as the series, and a lot of people recommended it to me, but it's not the vibe I'd usually go for. That's why I want to read it, so I can have like something different before going into like another fantasy book. Yeah, so that's the whole vibe at the moment. I haven't been making art that much. Mostly it's just uni work and reading, but I'm glad that even though I started the semester and I'm probably like halfway through the first semester, I'm still reading, because I thought I'd stop after vacation because I had a lot of free time. But I'm like incorporating it into my day, and being in Edinburgh, like every 5 minutes there's a bookstore somewhere, so you can't stop, and then you go buy more, and then you're like, oh, let me finish the ones that I have. So it just encourages you to read, I guess. Yeah, I'm still getting settled into being a student at Edinburgh. Like I used to only come here for vacation, so living here is just wild to me. And then on top of that is like being at a very like competitive art school. It's also like I used to be at art school or design school, but the thing is with the masters it's very different, because everyone who got accepted has already done their bachelor, and there's so many different like people, and so many people with different backgrounds, so it's like a very different environment to like all your class being people you've known since first year. But it's been really nice, and it's been extremely exciting. I feel like the difference I feel between at my old uni at Newcastle and then here at Edinburgh is that in Edinburgh people are more likely, and the tutors are more likely to give us more creative freedom, and they prefer creativity over like producing a lot of work or just having something that would like, it's less commercially driven, because I feel like my old uni just like were, oh, ditch the creativity if you can do this with less material, or if you can actually produce something that requires less labor and would give you like more financial benefits. While it's here, it's like, no, like go for it, do it, bring in your artistic ideas. So it is really, really exciting, but at the same time it's a very different environment and a very different challenge to be in, especially by the tutors that are teaching me right now. Like most of them are freshly out of the industry, or people who have been like excelling in their majors so much that they're young and they're tutoring at my uni. So like with that, it's just like there's a lot more expectation, and hopefully I get to like actually bring my A game again at my master's. But I know it's confusing and it's a lot, because it's like, I read something a couple of days ago that said like it's challenging because it's new, not because you can't do it. And I've been carrying that around with me everywhere, saying like I'll get adjusted. I keep remembering myself at first year and all the things that I went through, and of course it's not going to be like perfect from the beginning, but I'm really, really grateful for where I'm at right now, the fact that I am here actually, and everything is going really well. And it's good to always be grateful for whatever is happening, because you're not going to have a situation that's completely like perfect and there is no challenges in it. But if you sit down and actually realize your blessings and realize that there's a lot of things going your way, there's a lot of things that God is protecting you from, and then there's just so little things that are like trivial and that are gonna pass, and once they pass you're not gonna think about them again. So it's good to like have that mindset and walk through everything with like a brave heart. As cliche as that sounds. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this and that you missed me, or if you're watching this for the first time, that you like the vlog. I love how it's getting dark, so my mushroom lamp is now showing. I didn't realize it was open a while ago. And in light of everything that I'm talking about right now, I'm really happy because I just won a gold global award for my project that I was doing in final year. And in final year, I faced similar challenges to how I'm facing right now, and I've had like different opinions on my projects, and I've had to like defend some things or change some things, and I felt very strongly about that. But then at the end, like I got a gold for that project that for a while someone, for example, really liked, and then I had a contrasting opinion of someone thinking that I should change a lot of it. So it's good to always have that like kind of confidence, because when you're in the same position, you know that, oh, sometimes I go with my gut and I trust myself, and that pays off. It's not always the case of having to listen to other people about your work, because you know it best and better than anyone else. So that was a really nice thing to feel lately. So about the book, where I live, there's a lot of apartments that are like at a similar level to me. So sometimes like I catch myself looking at them or them looking at me, and it's very awkward. And I think someone just passed by and saw me talking to a phone and just stared, and they were very like weirded out, but anyway, so basically these are a couple of books that I've been reading lately. This is Legends and Lattes, if you can see. Oh, closed it by mistake. This is Legends, quite a bit from 24%, and then I'm at 83% of Strange the Dreamer right here. Oh my god, I closed it again. I have the physical book at home back in Kuwait, but like I decided not to, like I really want to buy a physical copy, but I've been reading mostly on my Kindle, so that's why I don't want to read buy something that's gonna go to waste, since I already have it and I'm reading most of it here. I read Snow, Glass and Apples by Neil Gaiman and another animator called Colleen Dorian or Doran. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, sorry if I butchered the name, but either way, I loved it a lot. I didn't think I'd enjoy reading a comic book on my Kindle, but there's a really nice way of like swiping through so you can see everything. And that was actually really exciting to have something like that. Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I've read a bit of Legends and Lattes, as I just mentioned. There's a book that I really feel like reading. It's called The Book That Wouldn't Burn. I saw it in Daunt Books at the beginning, and I wanted to buy it, but I was already reading another book, so I was like, let me finish that first. And then I finished In the Lives of Puppets, and I read halfway through Somewhere Beyond the Sea, and then I stopped because I just couldn't go through with that book. As much as I loved previous TJ Klune books, I just couldn't. I went through half of it and tried to force myself to read more, but just couldn't get into that. Although House on the Cerulean Sea is like my favorite, so that was really disappointing to a certain extent. But I know there are people who have different opinions about it. I really want to read The Lord of the Rings soon. I've been watching the movies and I like them so much, like just recently. So I really want to get into that, and I feel like reading the book. So these are a few things that are going to be on my reading list soon. And I bought a few physical books, but they're like Matilda and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So I don't think they're going to take that much time, probably like a day or two. So I'm putting these off for whenever like I'm really like excited to just sit down, and because right now I need something that's a bit like mentally stimulating than just like something that's cool and stuff. By the way, at the beginning of this vlog, I realized that I was in London and I just arrived back from Kuwait and I haven't started my master's yet, and I wanted to edit those videos but did not have the chance. But yeah, that was a few like days in my life where I was like going to bookstores, walking around, just getting adjusted to being here again. Then I had like a really long time that I was packing and then getting introduced to the uni. Oh my god, the uni is so pretty, it's so nice. It's like it legit feels like an insane art school, and I'm walking inside and I'm like, wow. I'm always amazed for some reason. Part of the reason why I feel really lucky to be here.